Hello again, welcome to another Handy's floor tiling video. This is a kitchen. We've already removed the old kitchen and we're just preparing the subfloor for tiles to go onto. The product you see going down now is just a standard tile primer. You do that just to give the tile adhesive a better surface to bond to, because it doesn't bond particularly well to the plywood without it. So the next step is installing a decoupling membrane, which is what you see David laying down on the floor now. This is a product that's designed to separate the tiles above the decoupling membrane with the wood of the subfloor and the joists and everything below the decoupling membrane. The reason for that is because wood expands and contracts a little bit at different times of year, depending on moisture levels in the air, etc. So this decoupling membrane just means that any movement below it would affect the tile adhesive between the subfloor and the decoupling membrane, and in theory doesn't affect the tile adhesive above the decoupling membrane, not meaning that the tiles themselves actually stay solidly in position. As you can see, the decoupling membrane is not too difficult to fit. It's literally laid straight onto the plywood after the primer's dried, obviously. Just using standard tile adhesive. We use rapid set tile adhesive just to speed the drying process up, but it really is just lay it down, try and get it level. Try and make sure the tile adhesive, like David's doing now, is level as you put it down, and just squish it down and make sure it's all laid down, and then it's just drying time, waiting for it to dry before you can tile over the top of it. It's probably worth mentioning as well that there are a lot of different types of decoupling membrane out there that you can get. The one we're using there is quite flexible. You can get ones that are more rigid, sort of harder plastic. You can get ones that are just literally a sheet, like quite a thin sheet of material as well. It really is the right product for the right floor. This is a little bit further on in the process. You can see that the bits that David's done, he has gone over the joins where the decoupling membrane sections connect to each other. It's gone over the top of it with some tile adhesive, just to really make sure that the joins are stuck down properly. It's good to go over the top with it like that. A part of this job as well is underneath this kitchen there is a cellar, and the access is, well, you can see where the access is where David is there. There's a set of ladders going down into the cellar there, which the clients do have, like a dryer and the boiler. They've got bits and pieces down there, so they do need access to this cellar. So that David's just rebuilt the framework around where the cellar entrance is, just to square it off and make it a bit stronger, because part of the tiling is we're going to build a hatch lid made out of the same tiles as the rest of the floor to go over that. As you can see, David has now started tiling. This is after a lot of preparation work planning the tiles. The tiles are individually patterned, and some of them vary in colour quite a bit as well. So these tiles have actually all been laid out in the garden with the client specifying exactly which tile she wants next to which tile, and the tiles have all been numbered, and they are being laid in an exact formation according to the client's preferences. So there's a lot of planning goes in before you even start putting the tiles in place. I mean, poor David was there till I think like about 6:30 the night before, just literally moving tiles around with the client to get that exact perfect pattern that she'd like. So the laying of the tiles, again, just tile adhesive straight on the floor. The red things you can see there are height adjustable tile spacers. These tiles are huge. They're really big and really heavy. So you do need a proper tile spacer like that to be able to level the tiles up with each other, because the subfloor, a wooden subfloor like that, is never level. So we have to get the tiles themselves level by using a higher or lower amount of tile adhesive. We do that with the really high quality tile spacers that we're using there. It makes it just a lot easier. This next step is a tile sealer. A lot of tiles out there don't come naturally sealed, so you need to apply a separate sealer just to make them waterproof, especially in a kitchen or bathroom, which is where most tiles are. David just liberally applying it now, and then he'll wipe off any excess afterwards. Next up is grouting the gaps between each tile. David makes this look easy and it looks quick on the video, but it's at times 100, I think it's at. It's just a really case of just get it between the gaps, leave it to dry a little while, and then clean off any excess. Then David is back onto doing the hatch for the cellar again. He's cutting the tile and fitting it and putting the handle in as well as hinges. This is a very difficult job he's doing. Really so tricky to get the hinges and the tile and the handle and everything opening and closing and everything exactly in the right place. David did do a cracking job of it. Well, you'll see on the final video how good it looks. Then finally, I make an appearance myself, just to prove I do some work on occasion. Just doing the arms for the hatch. These are like gas pressured arms that are adjustable, just to make sure the hatch goes up and down at exactly the right pace and the right speed. So the job is now done. Well, I say done as one more thing that needs doing. We do need a second coat of sealer over the tiles, which you do after everything's finished and it's all grouted. And after a full clean, you can see the sealer right there. That's the sealer we use. Really pleased with how it's turned out. I think the tiles look stunning. The way the color variation between some of the tiles is not noticeable because of the way we've positioned it. That planning that went into where the tiles are going to go really made a difference in the final finish. You can see even little things like that with the pattern repeat from one tile to the next. Just a really well planned, really well executed job by David. David's a very special tiler. He does everything absolutely to a high standard. So I'm very lucky to have him working on my team. This is the hatch. Again, a lot of work went into this hatch to get this working perfect. And David, again, has done an immaculate job getting it perfectly positioned in there and looking like a part of the floor rather than a separate piece. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully you've enjoyed and maybe learnt a few things. And we will see you on the next one.